On this channel, it's about keeping it real, everyday issues. Let's see what we can get into today. What's happening, guys? To all my new subscribers, thank you. It means the world to me. I haven't been putting out as many videos because I've been so busy with my other work. So I thought what I would do today, I would touch a little bit on one of my most popular videos, and that was how the Philippine culture changed me. And I wanted to dig into a lot of the comments. I got a lot of comments on this video, and I wanted to hear and what a lot of y'all had to say. And a lot of you have experiences as well. And I'm very interested, to share a lot of that with everybody. So we got Luke Weegley. Luke Weegley's basically saying, glad I found you, man. Great video. Good to hear your views. I too have been there, and the place is very seductive. Well, all right. It's very seductive. Well, old Luke, come on, you old dog. I met a great woman from, here we go. Man, I can't pronounce these places in the Philippines. Tuguegarao. Okay, you figure it out. I hope to go back one day. Yeah, the culture will change your life if you're open to change. That's coming from Luke from Australia. Thank you, Luke. You know what, man? It doesn't really even necessarily mean if you're open to change, because it will change you no matter what. That's real. We're going to keep it real. Next, we got Terry McGreevy. What's up, Terry? Thanks for your comment. He says, I'm married to a Philippine lady, and she is great. We are both old. Well, okay, Terry, what exactly is old? Okay, define old to me. I'm 51 years old. Is that old? Is 60 years old? I don't think so. I don't think old is even... I think you're feeling pretty young right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish your comment. My wife is an ex-OFW, whatever that is. Had her own house, business, and was comfortable. But when we first met, she told me that she was saving herself for the right man. Well, I think she found the right man. I am not rich, so I know it's not the money. I'm now married and very happy. Well, congratulations, Terry, on you and your beautiful wife. Old. Come on, Terry. I can guarantee you this, that she is bringing out the young in you. I guarantee it. Money. Why do so many people... I know in this country, so many people think it's about the money. It's about the green card. It's about, it's all about the wrong reasons. You know why I think people have this impression? Why people have been thinking about these things for many generations. And I think it's, one, you got TV shows here that set off a very, very bad taste in everybody's mouth when it comes to this cultural thing. And that is 90 Day Fiancé. If you've watched this show, you know what I'm talking about, because every couple they have on this television show, they fight, they argue. It's you're fighting with your family members. It's the American way. It's the American way. It's all about the views. It's all about, we're going to make this episode one that most will never forget. And they're going to be talking about this for weeks or months. And that's how they do it here. They beef things up, okay? They don't bring in a McDonald's hamburger. They bring in something coming from a gourmet restaurant that's like this thick, and it's got a lot of juice, and that's what these networks do. They juice things up to, for views and things like that. So, my honest opinion, my wife and I do watch that show. I'm just totally blown away by how all these couples, all these couples, okay, are fighting and arguing about everything. And that is not anywhere to even being close to how my wife and I were. And I'm sure for many of you, because my wife and I don't fight. We don't argue. We both have understanding of each other. Okay? She has her culture in her, and I have my culture in me. She understands. We don't fight about things. We don't argue. We have better understanding of each other. And that is what makes for, you know, a good relationship, when you have understanding of each other. Let's move on. We have Philip Nicole. Now, Philip Nicole is saying that, let's see what Philip's saying. Let me move. Okay. He says, "Hi there. I enjoyed your views and also very pleased it all worked out for you. I too am married to a Filipina. We met when I was in Palau, Micronesia, whatever. She was 45 and I was 50. Lorna was widowed. Lorna? Yeah. Lorna was widowed I'm sorry guys. Lorna was widowed when she was 22 as her Filipino husband died at the age of 25 of heart problems. And I'm sorry to hear that. That's very young. We got married. We moved back to my island of Guernsey in the Channel Islands of the UK. Lived there for 5 years. Then we moved to southern Leyte, Leyte, to retire. I can't pronounce these words. Then we moved, I'm going to say it again, okay, whatever. I have been very lucky, as I am fully aware that things don't always work out for everyone, but the way you describe your wife is exactly the same as I would describe my wife. Lorna had very little money when we met, and it always gives me great pleasure that I am able to offer her financial security, as she always had a very tough life. We have now been married for 8 years, and she comes from a very nice family. I enjoy living in the Philippines and will always be grateful that Lorna came into my life. She's caring and loving, and most importantly, she is sincere. She is also a very bright girl, and her spoken and written English is of a very high standard. And she, of course, has no idea that I've written this. Well, I can honestly tell you, Philip, that Lorna would be very happy and very pleased of what you have said about your wife. It's all so true. It's so true with everything that you're saying as well. It's the truth. My wife is very sincere and very understanding. She has an understanding of, one of the things that, with my wife is she has come here. She works a good job. She doesn't quite understand some of the American ways. You never will. You never will, because people here, like I said, it's a materialized world and people are spoiled. And, my wife goes to work and she does what her boss asks her to do without complaining, without, well, this is not my job. I don't get paid to do this. But yet she hears this coming from other co-workers, that this is not my job. I don't get paid to do this work, so why am I doing this? And people are just so spoiled, and I'm spitting, sorry. It's just unfortunate. I mean, just the way people were brought up here, that's just how we know it to be. I mean, you know, it is a materialized world. You know, I grew up with having many, many gifts under the Christmas tree. In the Philippines, it's not about that. Like I said, it's about family, friends, just coming together, having that time together. It's the same here, but you're very spoiled here with material things. Like, it's expected. You're expected to, provide me gifts at Christmas time, or it's just how it is. Let's move on. We got Cyber. Kramer says that it is not about the money. I am Filipino and married to a Caucasian guy, and I make more than him, but I love him very much and will forever be loyal to him till death do us part. It is our culture and upbringing that make us the way we are, and that is the truth. It is your upbringing, your culture. That is how you were brought up. I watch kids in the Philippines being very respectful. You could have a table loaded with toys, and not one of those Philippine children would even, they wouldn't even touch. They wouldn't even attempt to touch anything unless they were told to. In America, kids would be jumping up on top of the table, attacking and diving into these toys because it's a materialized culture here. Want. Gotta have, That's just the way it is. It's my opinion, guys. Bel Pinoy, Philippines is not rich in material things, and it never bothered us because what we value most is family and relationship. Ding, ding. You hit it right on the butt. What makes you think why millions of Filipinos are working abroad? It's just one thing, that is to provide a better life for the family. Yes, we have less material wealth, but we are very rich in natural resources, and more importantly, we are rich in love and happiness for our family, and that is, once again, ding, the truth. People say, you make your comments about how, you're commenting all the time about how great the Philippines are. Well, that is how they were brought up. It's a poor country. It's just the way that they were brought up, so that's all they know. We here in the States, we live in a rich country. Okay? We grew up differently. We didn't have that, that poverty thing. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. To where, I hate it when people make these comments. I shut you down right away, because why don't you, for 1 second, wake up for the day knowing that you have absolutely nothing, but you got your family. You don't have any food. You have nothing to go. You can't wake up to, a box of, Honey Nut Cheerios to feed your children. Most of these people wake up with not having anything. But they're just such solid people within themselves. They're solid as a family. They understand. They know it's a struggle. Okay? They know it's a struggle. Here, you can go to a local church and they'll give you food to get you through maybe a few days or a week or possibly 2 or 3 weeks. You don't have that in the Philippines. You have each other. You rely on each other. Everybody does their part. Everybody is struggling. Everybody, and that is why most kids say that I want to do this when I grow up because I want to take care of mom and dad. People don't know. They don't understand. People are so blind to what it's really truly like in different parts of the world. They have no idea. They have no clue. None whatsoever. Because it's something that they have never had to experience. You know? So, okay, let's see. Let's see, Widow's Regret. Widow's Regret says, brother, I absolutely know what you are talking about. Well, all right. I have been with my Filipino girlfriend for 1 year now and have visited her in Cebu, Philippines once. It changed my whole life. I have never met a girl that ever loved me like she does. We truly are blessed by God, my brother. May God bless you and your family always. Well, thank you, widow, for that. The same to you, my friend. It changed my whole life. I see things differently. I breathe things differently. And the most important thing is, if anything, my wife has given me more life. What I mean by that is I've just kind of opened up to doing more exploring, doing more things out there, exploring new things with my wife. She has just brought that out of me. Most people will come home from work and they'll just lock themselves in their house and that's it until the next day. That is the honest God's truth. In fact, I was just speaking to my neighbor about that, and she said, it's sad because people live next to each other, but very little talk. Nobody really speaks to one another. She had given my wife and I a beautiful card and was telling us how she loved having us as neighbors. It's been a joy for her. It's just it's a nice thing. In the Philippines, you reach out to your neighbors all the time. It's just like your neighbors are part of your family. Here, it's so isolated and so, put a zipper on it, let's zip it up, until tomorrow comes, and it starts all over again. It's just so different here. People are just very, they're just very, what am I going to say? Very quiet about their lifestyles. Let's move on. Lilibeth Pupo, P-U-P-O. Hope I said that right. Sorry if I did. I'm married to White and lived with his grandma. I make more money compared to him. I was surprised when I get here in the United States and his bank account, always negative, is not about money. It's about how to deal with it. The trust and love with each other that makes our relationship going. And that is the honest God's truth. There ain't nothing that there's nothing about a relationship that should be even discussed about money. No relationship is based on money. Money will get you nowhere. Money will put you into the ground. People are like, I sure wished I could win that $800 million lottery. I know what I would do. Yeah, it'll ruin your life. Trust me, it will ruin your life if you don't do the right things with it. People become extremely wealthy and they could have and do anything that they want. Once you've done that, now what? You just drive around in your fancy $100,000 car, truck. You got money to do whatever you want. It's not everything, guys. Money is not about anything. Money is a material thing, and that's all it is. Money can help a lot of people. but it cannot bring you happiness. Period. All right, so moving on here. Let's see. Super Zap 01 says, it's the culture that makes Filipinos truly lifelong partner material. So Filipinos tend to value family that it's almost to a fault. They become so selfless at times they already forget to give love for themselves. Of course, not all are like this. Some will just take advantage of you and leave you behind in the end. But you can easily distinguish their types with little getting to know moments. But most of the time, Filipinos stay true and committed to relationships as long as they can till the end of their lives. And you found the right one. Good, sir. You are so lucky. Well, thank you. I am lucky. Moving on to another comment from Mark 72-141. He says there are also bad marriages in the Philippines, bad husbands and wives, just like other nationalities. But in general, Filipino wives are respectful and submissive to their husbands. They're clean, not only to themselves physically, but the home. They cook and take care of the family, which is very true. Yeah, you have same situation everywhere where you have good and you have bad. That's the reality of it. Get a couple more in here, guys. Nickel B says that apples to apples, pound for pound, Filipinos make the best wife in the world. They were trained early on, from the time they were able to cook, to be loyal, faithful, and to serve their husband and kids with all their love and affection. Treat them with love and respect, and they will forever be at your side, regardless of what challenges you may face. Abuse or disrespect them, and you will regret it for the rest of your life. I'm speaking from 50 years experience. Well, yeah, I mean, there shouldn't, in any relationship, there shouldn't be any kind of abuse. I mean, verbally, mentally, physically, there should be none whatsoever. That's not what a relationship is all about. You know, if you get with somebody and you spend your life with them, it's about having a memorable life together, not through abuse and things like that, but through wonderful things of loving one another. And, you know, I'm pretty sure you'd want to go to the grave with them saying, what a great guy, wonderful man, he was the greatest husband, you know. That's what you want to hear. You don't want to hear that son of a bitch. Anyhow, moving on. True Filipina value is giving our virginity to the man that we love as long as we live. We are one man, woman, but not all are success in their relationships. But Filipinos do all positive things just to save relationships. Once again, that falls into the category of, you know, not all the relationships, just the same as around the world, all work out. You're not in it for the right reasons. Rowena says it only means, William, that you found a nice girl, and it really depends on how they are brought up in the family. Depends who who brought them out like their family. So it's true, you know. I mean, we're not going to stay on that subject, but it is the truth. I mean, it's how you're brought up. It's what you were taught. This gentleman, William Larson, says that he's not sure why Google or YouTube recommended this video, my video, to him, but there it is. I watched this on a Sunday night alone. I broke up with a Filipino woman about 2 years ago, online dating only, since I had to cancel my trip there to meet her in 2016. I know now ending that relationship was the biggest mistake of my life, but canceling the trip wasn't an option. So thanks for the wake up call and for posing this. The people of the Philippines are truly awesome, and I mean it. Was there in the 60s with the USN. Um, with the USN, yeah. USN. Um, Sorry, I lost my place, guys. Incidentally, I just found out from our mainstream media the other day that Kelly Ann Conway's husband is a Filipino. Now, now wonder why the press hasn't mentioned this before, like when Trump was running or even after his election. Maybe because he and President, how do you say it? Duterte? Du- what? Duterte actually like and respect each other. I got to be honest with you. Ching, I know. I'm a little confused on this comment. I don't even know where he's going with this, but sorry you had to, you know, you had to break up with the Filipino woman. Uh, Daniel says that I was in the Philippines for 25 days. Am I saying that right? Davao City? Man, I can't get it right. What is it? Davao City. I was going there to meet my woman. The trip gave to me a different perspective. I'm planning to bring her to my country of Canada. It's been about a month since I returned to my country, and I really feel different. Yes, you will feel different. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. You know, listen, it's one of those things for most of us guys that, you know, here, I'm only speaking for the States, and I know there's guys coming from all over the world, and they say that the Philippines is the number one, it's the number one country for relationship, okay, for foreigners. That wasn't how it all worked out for me. I had never even thought about the Philippines. It was never even on my mind. I see it as a true miracle of God, that God has given the angel to me. And just the way that the two of us had come together was a miracle for me. But, you know, I think for most of us, most of us that are with Filipino women, we all agree on the same thing, and that is just how wonderful, loyal, and loving their wives are. And it's just the way they were brought up. It's just the kind of people that they are. And, you know, like I said, people here in this country get the wrong impressions when it comes to two coming together like that. It's for a green card. It's for the money. Well, you do know you're going to have to take care of their family. That's not even, I don't care about that. You know, they're my family, and if I want to help them, I'll help them. That's just how it is. If you're the type of person, you're in it just for a relationship and you blow everybody else off, you're in it for the wrong reasons, because it isn't any different than being with somebody from this country of your own culture. You marry into that family. It's all the same. It doesn't change. Okay? And I'm pretty sure if you married somebody in your own country, okay, and there was family members that needed some help, you'd probably be more than willing to help. But because it's coming from they claim, you know, poor country where people don't, it's not a materialized country, and people are like, I'm not doing this. I'm not giving up money and sending money for this or that. You know, they need to work for you know, people just see it totally differently. But most of the people that I know that are in a relationship with a woman from a different culture, they have the same mentality as I do. And it is, they are your family, and there's never a problem with helping out when you can, because let's face it, you got a pretty pretty good life compared to how most people are in the Philippines or any other third world country. That's just a fact. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. And let me know what you guys think. Let us know about your little story on how you met, or you know. So until then, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.